Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. Rikishi sent his son Solo Sikoa a two-word message just weeks before his match against Roman Reigns. The stars are set to face off in a War Games match at Survivor Series. The Hall of Famer knows what is at stake at Survivor Series. Although he appears to be vocally supporting Jey Uso regularly, the WWE legend has not turned his back on Solo Sikoa either. On his Off the Top podcast, the star spoke about the match. Speaking to Solo Sikoa, he said that he had to make history at War Games. The simple two-word message indicates that he has put his support behind his son, even when he also endorses Jimmy and Jey Uso on the other side. With the family members coming to a head with each other, the legend has decided to watch what happens and is ready for his son to do the unthinkable. Solo Sikoa has already defeated Roman Reigns once. Thanks to their last match at Bad Blood, it's proven that Roman Reigns can be defeated. He's already lost once. Now, heading into Survivor Series, Sikoa can put a nail in the coffin of the original tribal chief. With Sami Zayn on their side, there will surely be more chaos. The final member of Reigns' team is yet to be decided, but with Sikoa pushing Seth Rollins' buttons, there may be reason for him to be careful. Survivor Series, War Games is turning out to be a chaotic force, and now there's no telling what will happen next when the stars face each other at the show. SmackDown should reveal more of what's waiting for the teams at the coming event. The Survivor Series match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa was more than just a family feud. It was a defining moment, not only for the two men but for the entire Anoa'i bloodline. But as Solo prepared for what would be one of the biggest nights of his career, a simple two-word message from his father, Rikishi, sent a ripple through his heart and soul. It was a message that would alter the trajectory of not just the match, but his place in the family legacy. The tension was palpable backstage at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, where Survivor Series was set to unfold. The arena was buzzing with anticipation. Fans filled the stands, chanting and screaming in excitement. Tonight wasn't just any pay-per-view, it was the night Solo Sikoa, the rising star of the Anoa'i dynasty, would face off against the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, his own cousin, Roman Reigns. Solo Sikoa stood alone in the locker room, his eyes focused on the ground. He was wearing his signature black attire, his Samoan tattooed arms crossed over his chest, and the unmistakable aura of intensity surrounding him. Tonight was a monumental night, and his mind raced with the significance of it all. The bloodline, Roman, Jimmy, Jey, Solo, had long been a force in WWE, but recent tensions had begun to stir beneath the surface. Roman had ruled the family with an iron fist, commanding loyalty through power and dominance. Yet, Solo had always felt like an outsider, watching as Roman built his empire and continued to tighten his grip on the family. But tonight, Solo had the chance to prove he wasn't just another member of the group, he was a force of his own. As Solo adjusted his knee pads, the door to the locker room creaked open. He didn't need to turn around. He knew who it was before the first step was taken. His father, Rikishi, a legendary figure in the Samoan wrestling dynasty, walked into the room with the quiet confidence that only a man of his stature could possess. Rikishi had seen it all in the business. He had fought alongside legends, made his name in the ring, and helped raise a new generation of Samoan warriors. But tonight wasn't about his legacy, it was about Solo's. Solo looked up, meeting his father's gaze. There was a silent understanding between them. Rikishi had always been the quiet one, never one to shout instructions or give grand speeches. He was a man of few words, but those words, when spoken, held the power to move mountains. Rikishi took a deep breath and pulled out his phone from his pocket. He unlocked it and tapped the screen, his fingers moving quickly across the glass. He had sent a message moments ago, but now, he showed it to Solo. Solo looked at the screen. Two simple words, with a power that defied their simplicity. Trust yourself. Solo's brow furrowed slightly. That's it, he asked, unsure of what to make of the message. The words felt cryptic. But there was something in them that stirred a deep sense of recognition. Rikishi nodded slowly. Those 2 words will guide you tonight. Trust yourself. But Dad, Solo started, his voice rising, a flicker of doubt creeping in. It's Roman. My cousin. The champion. How am I supposed to take him down? Rikishi smiled, the same knowing smile he'd worn in the ring for years. You've been training for this your whole life. You were born into this business. You carry the weight of your ancestors, but more importantly, you carry your own destiny. No one can dictate that except you. Solo stood there in silence, contemplating his father's words. He had always looked up to Roman, idolized him, even. Roman had been the one to take the reins of the family, and Solo had watched from the sidelines, waiting for his time to shine. But this was different. Tonight, Solo wasn't fighting for approval. He wasn't fighting for Roman's approval. He wasn't even fighting for the approval of the fans. He was fighting for himself. Rikishi's voice brought him back to the present. Tonight isn't just about being part of the bloodline, Solo. It's about standing on your own. You've earned your spot. Now, take it. Solo nodded, the weight of his father's words sinking in deeper than anything Roman could say or do. It wasn't about proving himself to the family, it was about proving something to himself. He had to trust his instincts, trust his training, and trust that he had the strength to overcome any obstacle in his way. Whether it was Roman or anyone else, he was capable. With a final glance at his father, Solo clenched his fists. I'm ready. Rikishi's expression softened, and he placed a hand on Solo's shoulder one more time. I'm proud of you, son. Now, go out there and show the world who Solo Sikoa really is. The moment was brief, but it was everything Solo needed. The 2 words had cleared the fog in his mind. He was ready to step into the ring, not as a mere member of the bloodline, but as Solo Sikoa, a force unto himself. The match between Solo and Roman Reigns was nothing short of a spectacle. From the opening bell, it was clear that both men were evenly matched, each bringing their own unique strengths to the ring. Roman dominated early with his power and experience, but Solo fought back fiercely, refusing to let his cousin dictate the pace. The 2 traded blows, each one hitting with the weight of family history behind it. As the match reached its climax, Solo was battered, but he refused to stay down. Roman looked frustrated, the weight of his own pride pushing him to his limits. But it was in that moment, when everything seemed on the verge of collapse, that Solo remembered his father's words. Trust yourself. Solo found the strength within himself, tapping into a power he had long buried. He rose to his feet, his eyes burning with determination. The crowd erupted as Solo lifted Roman, delivering a massive Samoan drop.